share, one beer, one kill, one gun, one fight, that fatal one night that would make dad run. I often ask, did I play a role in that outcome? And if I did as a kid, I often ask, how come? We're from living in the Bay to the Roxbury slums, where I shot my first jumper and saw my first jump, standing on the corner chewing on rocks like gum. What's up, everybody? This is the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame, round 2. Now, the first round got a little ugly. And so we asked people to get into the comment sections and let us know how you feel, and so they did.
They were trying to hurt my feelings.
Who?
People in the comment section.
All right, and so as it stands right now, the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame consists of Derek Chisora, Adrian Granados, Luis Collazo, Amir Khan, Paulie Malignaggi, Andre Berto, Chris Ariola, Jose Cito Lopez, and James Kirkland. Now, there were people who felt like Amir Khan didn't belong in there as well.
I was actually on motion that we remove Amir Khan because I actually agree with them.
So you're requesting a motion to remove Amir Khan.
Yes. Motion denied. No.
Do I get a second, gentlemen? All right, well, whatever.
The reason you're the one who put him in.
I know, but all right,
put him in.
All right, so walk with me.
Good decision, G.
Hold on. I'm basing my list now off of the Wikipedia definition. So Wikipedia's definition of a gatekeeper is a skillful and well-regarded fighter, but one who does not have the popularity or brilliance of a title contender. They are considered to be a cut above most journeymen. A gatekeeper will often have an impressive record in terms of wins versus losses, but will have a difficult time getting people behind them and especially obtaining promotion. So based off of that, I was like, you know what? Amir Khan doesn't fit the bill because he is a prize fighter.
And based off of that, Derek Chisora doesn't fit the bill either.
Based off of that, he does. Because the only thing he got is a fan base, and that's only because where he's from. You know what I'm saying? But other than that,
you talking about Chisora or you talking about Amir Khan?
Amir Khan.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Based on what you read, Chisora doesn't fit that description either. You said someone who's not popular enough to get promotion and all types of stuff. Derek Chisora is filled with promotion.
Yeah, but I
filled with a fan base.
The first sentence of a gatekeeper is a skillful and well-regarded fighter, but one who does not have the popularity or brilliance of a title contender. He falls under, he lacks the brilliance of a
That's
title.
Not true either.
Right. Yeah. Well, how about this? I would be wrong if he beats Usyk. I would definitely be like, hey, you know what?
He didn't beat Usyk, bro. Dillian White's the number one contender. He was up on the cards with Dillian White at the time he got knocked out. He didn't get washed. He didn't get washed against several of the great fighters. He gave Fury a tough fight. So he does have the skill. He just lost.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think he could beat any of the current, I won't even say top 10, but the top 5?
I think he'll be Wilder.
Oh, Derek Chisora? But yeah, say the same for Amir Khan. Can he beat the guys, the top 5 guys in the welterweight division?
Exactly.
And I say no.
I think with Amir Khan, though, like,
you're looking at the same guys, bro. You're looking at the same guys. What I'm trying to tell you, from the same place, really. You're looking at the same guy.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie.
Both guys are gatekeepers.
I'm willing to release my vote for Derek Chisora only because the UK is a lot different from the US. In the US, it's kind of clear who the gatekeepers are. In the UK, it seems like they hold them peoples down regardless.
I didn't ask you to Wikipedia gatekeeper.
No, I had to because
you know what a gatekeeper is.
The reason why, if you rewatch our first video, right? The way each of us would define it was somewhat different. So I was like, all right, let me just find a place that has a definition that I guess, well, maybe we all don't agree on it. But I was like, because I have to base my decisions off of some type of criteria. And so because of that criteria, I was like, you know what? I was definitely wrong about Amir Khan and Adrian Broner. And honestly, I'm possibly wrong about Derek Chisora because They do have the popularity. They do have the promotion behind them, you know, and like they get the big fights. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know.
You know, don't. I don't want to.
Yo, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want to confuse myself in
You're overthinking it, and you can do
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Yo, G, just roll with what you was doing. You was doing good. Amir Khan, he is. Like, just go with your gut. You don't have to. Don't overthink it. You got it. You got it, brother.
Sometimes that what you do is you confuse yourself, and I think that's what you're starting to do. You're starting to do so much that you know the right answer, but you're starting.
Yeah, you know, he knows it. You know what I'm saying? But you overthinking it. You know it. Like when you say your first answer, and then you was like, you always. That's what humans. We don't ever follow our first instincts. That's what animals always follow their first instincts. We don't. We always second guess ourselves.
Anyways, man, I don't think Derek Chisora belongs on there. You put Amir Khan on there. So remember, if now you're second guessing it, remember you chose to do both when I told you it wasn't the case. So anyway,
They both gatekeepers.
I'm definitely gonna make a motion that Kirkland still don't deserve to be on that list. Kirkland didn't get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do enough.
Listen, we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot of this. For right now, I'm okay with Amir Khan staying on there. I'm okay with Derek Chisora staying on there. But if Derek Chisora beats Usyk, I feel like it's only right that he gets on the list.
He done graduated to top contenders.
Because this fight's going to either confirm or deny gatekeeper status for him, really, in my opinion. So remember, my argument wasn't that he doesn't deserve to be on a gatekeeper list. It was just it's too soon for Derek Chisora because he has a shot at beating Usyk and then becoming mandatory for a title shot. So that was my argument in the beginning. But if he loses to Usyk, then he's already on a gatekeeper. He's already there. So it doesn't even matter. But Amir Khan, I think the way you lose matters, and he's been knocked out several times. So like, yeah, you have heart, but what does that mean? Like
they'll mention Amir Khan just for his name, but they know he's gonna get knocked out.
Their argument
has the highlight reel with a good name.
Yeah, their argument was that he had heart. But okay, so he goes in the ring knowing he's going to get knocked out. I mean, I respect that, but that doesn't remove it. All right, now that we're here, we're going to look at some of the names people threw in the comment section. So you see some people agreeing. All right, let's see. We had some names get thrown out. Gabriel Rosario.
I just seen that James Kirkland is a gatekeeper, hands down.
Gabriel Rosario, folks.
Mm-hmm.
He's a gatekeeper.
He's a definition of a gatekeeper.
So, Trill, you say Gabriel Rosario is a gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
G, what do you say?
Man, I probably am confusing myself. So now what I got to do is base it upon any upcomers that they put him against to lose. So that's, I think, my safest way of determining if you're a gatekeeper or not. You know what I mean? So can we look at his last 5 fights? And that's how I could like yeah, you gatekeeper.
Gabriel Rosado?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because how I'm looking at it, like your last 5 fights, are you fighting like dudes that are like have the potential and you're their step up, or you fighting dudes or you're equal? And that's why to me, I hate to bring it back to Amir Khan, but the reason why I'm saying now I don't think Amir Khan should still be gatekeeper is because it's not like he's fighting dudes that are stepping up. He's fighting guys that are already on his level that are just beating him up, or who are already accomplished that are beating him up. So I'm like, I don't know if that classifies you as a gatekeeper. You know, I think like
he's a name. You just want to say he's a name for resumes?
Exactly. He's just a resume builder. But I think like a gatekeeper is like literally like a promoter is like calling you to lose to their up and coming fighter or somebody that they're like, yo,
they calling him to lose to their star. Amir Khan gets the bag because of his name. I'm not gonna fault you on that, but they're calling him to lose to the bigger name. Like they don't put him in. They
know. All right, you know what? I'm gonna stop flip flopping. Yeah, you're right.
No, you had a good pick. You had a great pick, yo. I wouldn't even have thought of it.
Yo, G gonna fall back. Yo, what was the question again? My bad.
Gabe Rosario, fellas.
Oh yeah. So
Gabe's in there.
energy.
Gabe's in there.
Gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Yo, maybe you know what? I shouldn't read the comments anymore. Everybody else is confusing the kid. I'm like, what? But I'll say this,
yourself, bro. Like I keep trying
Kirkland ain't no gatekeeper, brothers. I'm just saying. I'm a down on that sword right there. You know
Who?
Kirkland. James Kirkland ain't no gatekeeper. You know what I mean? He ain't doing
like I keep saying, if your argument is he hasn't done enough to be in the Hall of Fame, I can rock with you on that. Like if you're saying he's a resume booster, not a Hall of Famer, not like a gatekeeper Hall of Famer, then I'm with you on that. But if your argument is that like because he didn't lose to certain people, then I disagree.
Nah, we saying the same thing.
All right. So we had Gabriel Rosario.
Gabe's in there. Anybody disagree with Gabe?
Nah, I'm with Gabe. Gabe has a lot of heart. He puts up good fights. To me, he's
his face just don't be holding up.
All right, we got Ray Mercer.
Shout out to Philly.
We got Merciless Ray Mercer.
You know what? He was, and then he knocked out what was Rocky's boy's name?
Morrison.
Yep.
Merciless Ray Mercer, and Kevin Kilgore brought him up.
He tried to kill Rocky's boy.
Oh, did you see Michael Webb brought up David Tua?
Hold on, we'll get to him, but we are still at Merciless Ray Mercer. Let's take a look. Derek Rossi, Shannon and Cannon Briggs beat him. Vladimir Klitschko, Lennox Lewis,
Damn.
Jesse Ferguson, Larry Holmes beat him.
Yeah, this looked like
He beat Tommy Morrison though.
Tommy
Morrison might be on this list too, though.
Sometimes gatekeepers do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's definitely a gatekeeper.
No, like he really tried to kill him though.
Yeah, he a gatekeeper.
He was already down. He was already out.
All right, so Ray Mercer, gatekeeper. G, what do you say?
I say I agree.
All right, Trill.
Yeah, man. Even though he was champ.
I know you don't want to say it, but you got it. Ned,
yeah,
Ray Mercer, gatekeeper.
Yeah, he definitely is, man. He definitely is.
I think Ray Mercer's a gatekeeper. So I hate to say it, Merciless Ray Mercer.
Well, congratulations.
Welcome to the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame.
But yeah. We're gonna have to split this list down from active and inactive.
Well, we don't need to do that at all.
I mean, obviously he.
Yeah, like Kevin Johnson.
Oh, remember Kevin
Johnson? Nah, he a cab driver, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, he don't reach that. Nah.
No, you gotta beat quality fighters.
Yeah, like Eric Molina.
Eric Molina.
Nah.
Eric Molina definitely.
Ricardo Mayorga. Definitely Ricardo Mayorga. One of the best to ever do it.
Hold on. Y'all really just gonna ignore Eric Molina though?
Yes.
He's like the epitome of a gatekeeper.
Yeah, but he ain't
like, yo, they literally bring him in just to lose. Like, didn't they bring him into Saudi Arabia just to lose to what's that dude, the German dude? You know, like that's his like damn near his whole career now.
Well, we talking about guys that are worthy. Like we would have put Gerald Washington in there. We talking about guys that are worthy.
Yeah, I think
my argument is Gerald Washington is worthy because I think he is a gatekeeper. Y'all were just like, nah, his name ain't big enough, which I respect.
Yeah, and I feel like Eric Molina's name isn't big enough. But I agree with everything you said, G. I just feel like Eric Molina's name isn't big enough.
Because they use him just to step up.
Yeah, but like you have to have some flair as a gatekeeper. Like Derek Chisora would be the perfect example because even if he's a gatekeeper, he still brings him out. He still has like that reputation. Like you can't. Gerald Washington can walk down the street and no one would know who he is.
Disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Ricardo Mayorga.
Put some respect on
One of the best you ever did.
Yeah, Ricardo Mayorga was getting taxed up.
I didn't know he lost this many fights, bro.
Well, some of them were early.
Yeah,
He learned on the job.
lost to though. He lost to a lot.
He lost to Corey Spinks, Felix
Yeah.
Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya.
Guys who ran. There's a lot of guys who ran.
He beat Fernando Vargas though. Now see, this is what separates him because that's a good win. Beat Fernando, lost.
Majority
How
decision.
about this? In that Fernando Vargas fight, I'm assuming Vargas was the favorite, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So he's
Well,
still
Vargas was a mere shell of himself, and Ricardo Mayorga went in there. It was so dirty. That fight, I thought it was going to be considered a DQ the way that fight was. I thought it was going to be. It was horrible.
yeah. Every top dude he loses to. So
No, I think Ricardo Mayorga is great for a nomination.
yeah, he's a gatekeeper. Like looking at that resume, that's
No,
definitely.
his moves when he got older after taking so many shots. But we talk about Ricardo Mayorga, who used to smoke cigarettes in the ring and knock out horses
And smacking fighters' wives in the butt. You know
on
what
the
I'm
butt. That's Ricardo
saying?
Mayorga.
Reckless.
Ricardo Mayorga.
I still remember when Ricardo Mayorga put his hands down to Felix Trinidad and let him hook him like 2 times.
3 times, like this, I was like, he's crazy.
I say, yo, this dude is a moron. He ended up getting knocked out. I'm like, yo, you ain't going to
Yeah,
do
the next round after, right?
that too many times and not get knocked out. So, Ricardo Mayorga, welcome to the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame. It seems like everyone agrees he belongs. So, let's do a few more. Someone said Luis Ortiz, Gatekeeper. Chris Algieri. Oh, I'm not sharing. I thought I was. Share the screen. Here we go. I don't know. Luis Ortiz, I don't think he deserves
I don't think so.
David Tua. There might be some legs there. Let's dive into David Tua. Although I don't think he took that many losses.
No, he lost the last couple.
Yeah, in the end.
Let me see. Yeah, 5 L's. I mean, he lost to Chris Bird. Chris Bird was legit. Lennox Lewis is Lennox Lewis, like so. Ika Ibeabuchi is a problem. Ika Ibeabuchi would have been, Ika Ibeabuchi's finished his career 20-0, I think. So, then he went to jail.
Outside stuff.
Yeah, he went to jail, and that's what.
I don't know if he's.
And then he lost to Lennox Lewis. So that's Chris Bird, former champion. Rezo Kendo, he beat Michael Moore.
Chris Bird don't get the love.
He doesn't. Chris Bird was a bad man. And Hakeem Rockman, he drawed with Hakeem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's not a gatekeeper, bro.
Yeah, this ain't a gatekeeper, man.
Yo, Demetrius King, I think's the guy who beat Bermain Stavern too. Hold on.
Oh man, this dude's record is.
Yeah, his record is at. He beat Bermain.
Despicable. But he beat Stavern.
I think he beat Bermain. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, right
there.
Yeah.
Bermain Stavern.
Man.
Yo, Bermain Stavern for Gatekeeper right now, everybody. Bermain.
You know what? I actually agree with you. You have to, because it's like, bro, they brought him in just to get beat up by George Joyce, bro. Like that's gatekeeper status, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean but that was only one time.
That was like his last time.
But he lost. They brought him in to lose to Wilder twice.
Well, he was just laying down. They didn't have to look.
All right, so what about
Areola,
the fact that Demetrius King beat him when he had 15 losses on his record, knocked him out?
That's bad.
We got them. I mean, we got Areola.
No, it's one of those. Because I don't think he earned gatekeeper status right then and there. It's further up. Like
That's what I'm saying.
The George Joyce fight was when they brought him in because they're like, "You're a gatekeeper. We need your name on my man George Joyce's resume." That's when he became a gatekeeper, and we haven't seen him
Just
since.
became one.
So to
Right
me,
there.
it's kind of like it's tough. It's like I don't know. I can go either which way on this one, man. It's up to y'all.
I don't
All right,
think.
well,
Wait a minute.
gatekeeper or not, G?
Who? Tua?
No, Birmingham.
Oh.
I'm gonna say yes based off of the whole George Joyce situation. They definitely thought he was food, and they needed his name. So, yeah.
Ned, gatekeeper or not?
He's a gatekeeper. Throw him in.
Dollar Bill, gatekeeper or not?
Not yet. He gotta go. He got a couple. You gotta have a couple more. You gotta put him in there with another couple guys. Put him in there with Michael Hunter. Put him in there with somebody else, and then he'll officially become a gatekeeper. And besides, his name, and he ain't lose. I don't know. I just don't think it's not yet. Not yet. He don't deserve it. He don't deserve. Look at that list.
Yo, you know what's funny?
Bird.
That's why I'm kind of torn about it because I'm
You
like,
think the Bird deserves to be on that list?
but what I'm saying is,
No.
in
No.
comparison, if you
This
go
is
compare
actually
it
a
to
good list.
a gatekeeper or not, and
But this is a good list. We're putting the top gatekeepers in here, not just
He
any.
is the top gatekeeper because I'm gonna tell you why I vote for him to be on the list. I vote for him to be on the list because he was the WBC heavyweight champion of the world for one fight. They threw him in with Deontay Wilder, and then he made Deontay Wilder champion to start Deontay Wilder.
All right, but that has not. I didn't. After that,
they threw him back in the ring with Deontay Wilder to get
last minute,
and murdered in the first round and get embarrassed. And then after he got embarrassed in the first round, they threw him in with Joe Joyce so Joe Joyce can get a name on his resume.
I count that one fight as the gatekeeper joint. He only got that one fight to me. I think that rematch, that last minute joint, I'm not counting that. That 2 weeks that he had to eat burgers, not counting that. You know what I'm saying?
I respect that, but it's on
All
there.
right, so you only got two. I'm not giving him a gatekeeper status and putting him up there with Amir Khan and Derek Chisora and all these other guys.
But you gave Kirkland though.
You know what I'm saying?
Kirkland
You gotta see his fights though. It's more than two. It's more than two. When he was put in there to
Kirkland
lose.
only lost 2 fights.
No, but I'm saying he's been put in there before to lose, and he has won. Let's go. We can go to Kirkland and review it.
But he didn't lose though.
But he did. But he was put in there to lose, and he won. Gatekeepers win.
So if I get put in to lose every fight of my career and I keep winning, that means I'm a gatekeeper?
No, I'm saying, look, when
I go undefeated. Every fight they ever put me in to lose, I kept winning. That makes me
a with a gatekeeper that he got a chance to win. He got a chance to win, and he might win. That's what a gatekeeper is. Like, he might win. You put him in there with a young prospect, right? And he might win. You know what I'm saying? He might
win. He might win.
Win. We knew he was going to lose against Joe Joyce.
No, but he beat Areola.
You know what I'm saying?
He beat Areola.
That was a different Severn.
Well, here's what it is. We got enough votes to put him in, so he's in. So we'll just
put him in. Put him in.
Yeah,
I just don't think he looked good under there.
What we should do is then, when we have this whole list compiled, then we have to decide on our top 10.
David Price.
Top 10 is what it is.
Well, you put Severn in.
David Price.
The game's open.
Yo, listen.
So here's why.
I'll make an argument. David Price is like
there's a lot of. If the argument is he's not popular enough to be in the Hall of Fame, I can understand that. If you're saying like he's a gatekeeper, but he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, I can understand that. Just like David Price is a gatekeeper, but he's not popular enough to be in the Hall of Fame.
Severn is a gatekeeper now. Now.
And with the fame, I think that knockout by Wilder made him like famous enough. Oh, I don't know if I got cut off because the phone call came through my Mac. But I'm saying after that knockout by Wilder,
Listen, we don't have to go back and forth with this. I could be wrong. Let's just have the people in the comment section.
True. What it is he qualifies for gatekeeper status.
He does.
You need to decide if he's going to be in the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame.
Exactly. That's how I feel. He is a gatekeeper now, but does he deserve to be in here with these lists where we got? No. But hey, I'm wrong. This ain't my list. This ain't Trill's list. This is our list together. You know what I'm saying?
I respect it.
So that's where I think things are getting lost in translation, even with the Kirkland thing. I feel like what G was trying to say with Kirkland was he's not popular enough. He hasn't been beaten by enough big names to become like a certified gatekeeper worthy of induction to the Hall of Fame. So I think what G was saying is he's a resume booster. Yeah, you'll bring him to boost your resume, but he's not a Hall of Fame gatekeeper.
Yeah, and no prospects has fought him yet to earn that status.
Our argument was he's a gatekeeper because people use him to try to build their resume up.
And he would win. And then, you know what I'm saying, he lost some, you know what I'm saying? But it was guys that you look at the records of the guys that they put him in there to win. These guys were supposed to showcase. It was one guy that all they was doing. That's how he became famous. Beating a guy, you know what I'm saying, that was supposed to wash him. That's how we all know Kirkland now. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at his record, you will see he was put in there to lose with guys.
Yeah, but I kind of
won some and he lost some. That's what a gatekeeper do. You go in there playing around with Derek Shashore, you know what I'm saying, and you a prospect, he gonna knock you out.
Yeah,
but that's the same goes for Bermain Stavern.
Yeah,
like, but
I don't see you put Stavern in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that happened now, but you haven't happened consistently. I see it only happen one time.
But he takes long layoffs, bro. Like Bermain Stavern was off for 2 years, like basically 2 years after the Wilder fight. Then he was off for more time. So, like he takes long layoffs.
This is not the Trill's list. This is our list together. So I could be wrong. I have no problem saying that, hey, maybe I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't feel like he deserves to be on this list with all these other outstanding gentlemen.
So here's what I'm saying. He's a gatekeeper. If we're
definitely a gatekeeper.
If we're doing Hall of Fame gatekeepers, I think he's a gatekeeper. Now, if the argument is he's not popular enough or he's not worthy
a Hall of Fame gatekeeper
to be on the Hall of Fame list, then that's something else.
I agree.
But to me, like, my argument for him is he's the reason we got Wilder. So, like, you know, to me, that makes him a Hall of Fame gatekeeper.
Even though I hate what Kaden is trying to say, I understand. You know, so it makes a good argument.
He's the stepping stone that created
that made Wilder. So
okay,
yeah,
we just open this list wide up.
What happened?
Stepping stones, right? Who became champion? Open this wide up now. Y'all done messed up now.
It might open it.
Y'all done messed up now.
Nah, but that's what a gatekeeper is, though. It's like,
y'all done messed up now.
Oh no, we're still talking about Stavern.
Stavern is literally his last fight with George Joyce. That's what solidified his gatekeeper status. They literally brought him in.
I think that's what made him a gatekeeper.
Exactly. That's why me and Trill agreed. Trill's just saying that's not enough, which I kind of agree with Trill on that too, because that was my same argument with Kirkland. You need more for me to be like, yeah, you're a certified gatekeeper. Now, David Price, certified gatekeeper. Everybody in the UK run through that dude just to get a name on their record. That makes you a gatekeeper, you know? But the argument is, well, is he popular enough? So I'm willing to say he qualifies, but when we're talking about Hall of Fame, I can understand if he doesn't make the top whatever list.
Here's the thing about gatekeepers, which is great. It's supposed to be this way. The discussions about gatekeepers are supposed to be this way. Someone's supposed to feel like this person ain't a gatekeeper. You're supposed to feel like this person's a gatekeeper. That's what it's all about. Now, for me,
no, we agree on him being a gatekeeper. We just disagree on him being one of the Hall of Famers.
If that's the argument, I can get behind that. But for me, when we're making a list of the Hall of Fame gatekeepers, right? So to me, he's a gatekeeper. And to me, he does have some great accolades for gatekeepers.
I agree.
Like, not only was he the stepping stone for Wilder to get the title, he also gave Wilder one of his best knockouts on the highlight reel. And then he went and got knocked out by Joe Joyce to help him build his resume, which I agree is what made him a gatekeeper. Now, if you're saying, like, he doesn't deserve to be with the elite gatekeepers who earn their right, like Ricardo Mayorga, for example, I can understand that. But what I'm saying is, to me, like, I think his name is good enough to be what, like, in the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame. We got Chris Arreola in there.
And you know, I didn't even think his name should have, but I said, hey, you know what I mean? Why not?
He gets ran through in the heavyweight division, bro. You know what I mean? Like, every
more fight. Yeah, you know what? And I give it to Ori because he had more fights. that they used him on. You know what I'm saying?
Areola?
Yeah, they used him more.
All right, so here's the deal. Tell us what you think. Once again, we've hit a milestone. Tell us if Bermain Stavern is a gatekeeper. Should we keep him in or should we take him out? So here's what it is. In the comment section, we are giving you the authority to have us remove 2 names from the gatekeepers. How about that? Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, I agree.
So
So
it got to be a majority. It got to be a majority.
Yes.
We should also put up a poll asking.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could do a poll. Who should be removed off of the Hall of Fame list? And then if it like the majority wins, whatever, we'll remove that person.
You make the poll, G?
Yeah, I'll make the poll. Yeah.
All right, make the poll. Who should be removed from the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame list?
Mm-hmm.
We will remove 2 names that we put on the list, and that's how we are going to settle these debates here. So maybe Bermain Stavern will get off, maybe Amir Khan will get off, maybe Derek Chisora will get off. But we'll see what happens. Now what we're going to do, since we've added the Hall of Fame suggestions from the people in the comments, and thank you for your suggestions. We really appreciate them. As you see, some of them have made the list. I'm going to turn it over to my bros, and we are going to nominate a fighter for the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame. And let's hope this goes a lot more smoothly than it did in the beginning. All right, I'm starting off with Ned. Who are you nominating for the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame?
Man, person I'm nominating has a big name behind him, and he goes by the name of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And that is because in his comeback fight, everybody had came back to see him hoping he would redeem himself, and he quit in the ring. So now that, because of that, that has his name alone gives him stardom and recognition. But because of those, what he did in that ring puts him as a gatekeeper now. He is no longer, when he fights somebody, he's no longer seen as a threat or as competition. It's just more as a name on your resume that you have beaten.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., everyone.
Nope, I disagree. Now, I see what Ned's like the argument he's trying to make. However, I think his career is done. You know what I'm saying? I think his last performance, just Mexico not rocking with him anymore. You know, so his name doesn't mean anything at all. So I don't see him as a gatekeeper because everyone knows he's a quitter. So at least a gatekeeper, there's like an honor to having that title. It's like, yeah, you may not be a champion, but you up there, you know what I mean, with like the tops of the division. He not regarded as a top of the division, bro. Like people really don't rock with him no more.
All right, so you say no, G?
Yeah, I say no.
Trust disappeared over me.
No, I just blinked my screen so y'all didn't see my face.
Oh.
Look at the bird.
All right, Trill, you wanna go in? I can do my thing, but I'll let you go in first. Go ahead, Trill.
No way in. Listen, we're going off of one fight now. We're gonna treat Junior like this off of one fight now. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We get it. We already know what it is with the kid. But he has so great heart before. He was a world champion before. He's not his father. Okay, we know he's not his father. He's not the great Mexican.
Hey, Trill, who's he not? I don't know who he's not. Who's he not?
He's not the great Julio Cesar Chavez, who's in my top 5 of greatest fighters ever. That's why I am an honorable Mexican to this day. The left hook from Chavez is amazing. Listen, let me tell you something. We gonna folk this kid because of his daddy was great. You can't live up to that. You can't live up to that. Half of these kids that come up can't live up to their dad. No pun intended, son. But what I'm saying is, these kids can't, you know what I'm saying? And he has done great in the sport. He only got 4 losses. And look at the people who he lost to. He lost to great fighters. You know what I'm saying? From Sergio Martinez, and he came back in the 12th round to drop him on his behind. Did you see that fight before you wanted to nominate him for being a gatekeeper? He still got a chance. He's saying, look, He was Danny Jacobs is Danny Jacobs. He after a long layoff, he comes back to fight the top guy. Not no bum. He wanted to fight one of the top guys. Not even in the division that he was in, a higher division. Not yet. Give this kid one more chance. I see him in there training now and everything. Give him one more chance. He only got 4 losses. You know what I'm saying? And he's into 4 great, decent fight. Nobody want the Polish Fonfara. He was dangerous. Not yet. Not yet. Shout out to Chavez Jr. You got one more chance for me. I ain't going to crap on you. Things happen. You know what I'm saying? They want for $1 million over weed. $1 million over weed. This because he was smoking. I'm still mad. I'll show my face. I'm done with my rant.
Yo, I didn't know he was gonna go that hard for him. But
hey, welcome back, Trill. I knew off the rip because this dude Trill's
I'm Mexican.
Yo, he used to be the finish Chavez. Chavez will do something stupid and Trill will be trying to defend. I'm like, I'm not even trying to hit you. But I will say this: I agree with Trills with his rant. You look at Chavez's record. He beat Peter Manfredo, who's a solid guy, not a great guy. Was on Contender.
Rubio.
He beat Marco Antonio Rubio, who was a decent guy, funny looking guy, but was a decent guy. Andy Lee. Now, come on.
I love Andy Lee.
Come on now. Andy Lee's a good fighter. Andy Lee was in Tyson Fury's corner when he beat Wilder. Andy Lee's very respected out of the Kronk gym. And you look at Andy Lee's record.
A lot of guys cold.
Yep, and you look at Andy Lee's record when he beat Andy Lee was 28-1. So Andy Lee was still at the top of his game when he beat Andy Lee. Sergio Martinez, a guy who knocked out Paul Williams, a man who's done some things in the sport. So I wouldn't call him a gatekeeper. I think I saw someone try to say he was a gatekeeper or overrated.
And what did Chavez do to him after being beaten? Right?
Exactly.
He came back in the last. He almost pulled a Melvin Taylor, where his dad did with Melvin Taylor.
He had him running in the 12th round. Basically.
Exactly, and he dropped him. It had signs of Meldrick Taylor and Chavez Sr. That's what that fight had sights of, but he just couldn't pull it off. Not enough time.
Yeah, and so Brian Vera is another guy who people feel like was a good fighter. And he beat him, and then he beat him again. So he beat him back to back. Fonfara is a solid fighter who has legitimate wins. You can't take it away from him. And so losing to Fonfara, a lot of people lost to Fonfara. So you would have to make a lot of people gatekeepers. He definitely was a good fighter, and he pulled off some upsets. Alvarez, come on, man. Canelo is Canelo, so there's no need to go into that. And Danny Jacobs is a terrific fighter in his own right. So all his losses are to legitimate fighters, from Sergio Martinez, Fonfara, Canelo Alvarez, and Danny Jacobs. I don't see where he's a gatekeeper.
Yeah, that's not gatekeeper.
I mean, for real, man. And I stick up for you.
That's just hating on his last performance. That's all it is.
I'm just saying he has.
You ain't never seen him fight.
Huh?
Did you see the Sergio Martinez and Chavez Jr. fight?
No, I saw the one where he quit.
You seen one fight.
Which one was that? That he quit?
Danny Jacobs.
I'm always sticking up for you, man.
Wanted that to answer it, man.
Everybody was booing, and it was a terrible fight. Everybody was. His father hung his head like, you disrespecting my man.
I mean, it was, but he did.
That don't make him gatekeeper though.
He came back and fought Danny Jacobs though.
All right. Next fight.
After a long, 2-year layoff.
Next fight.
All right, man. We'll move on to G. Who you nominating for Gatekeeper Hall? Sorry, man. We're not throwing Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in there just yet.
Not yet.
All right, listen, y'all hated earlier, but I'll reiterate. I'm going with Eric Molina for gatekeeper status.
What?
The reason why is because he has a long record. He's like 27 with 6 losses, but the losses he got to are Chris Areola, Wilder, AJ, Brazil. But where I'm gonna say he earned his gatekeeper status was actually his last fight in Saudi Arabia with I forgot the dude's name. Yeah, that dude, Hergovics. I think he's German or something. They literally brought him in there with a guy that's 9-0, as we can see on the screen. Ergovich was only 9-0, and they pretty much they wanted to give him exposure, right? And what was the best route? At the Ruiz Joshua 2 undercard, beat up on Eric Molina, which homeboy did, and that's why to me that's gatekeeper status. Because why would a dude 9-0 be facing a guy that's 27-6? But you got to factor in Molina's age. Molina's like 38 years old, so he's past his prime, but he's still a decent name for a resume booster. So that's why I think he should be considered as a gatekeeper.
But what do you like? I think when we say Hall of Fame, like, will he be remembered? Like,
that's not the argument.
Will he be remembered down the line?
I think he's gonna be remembered as a Hall of Fame heavyweight gatekeeper. But if we're talking about overall list, probably not. But I'm just saying he is a gatekeeper. That's the argument that I'm making. We could decide if he's gonna make the list or not. But I'm saying he is a gatekeeper.
All right, so I'll jump in first with this one and just say, like, when I look at this list, I think, although, like, I see what Trill's getting at, although I think Bermain still has, like, the glamour behind his name as a gatekeeper. When you look at Ray Mercer, for example, Merciless Ray Mercer was a guy who was in the middle, not quite elite, but he had a name, he had a rep, and you knew Merciless Mercer was coming to fight.
You were scared to get in there.
Yeah, and you look at, like, Derek Chisora, that, like, Granados, who has, like, a big win over, I think, Amir Mom, and he's done some things. You look at Paulie Malignaggi, like, these names ring bells. Andre Berto, these guys. When you throw Eric Molina on this list, there's just something about him that doesn't live up to all these other names to me. It's just like.
But I totally agree. He is a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Does he deserve to be on the Hall of Fame list? That's my beef with everything. Like Romain Stavern is a gatekeeper now. And if we're just going to then you're going to have to put Eric Molina on there.
But Eric Molina was never WBC heavyweight champion.
Exactly. That's one thing.
Typically you would never put a heavyweight champion as a gatekeeper, right? But to me, that's what elevates him to the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame is that
he never had a big win.
Huh?
And he never had a big win.
Yeah, he was once champion, got the belt by being Areola, who's in the gatekeeper in himself, right? And then he lost it in his first defense. So to me, it's like, if there was ever a champion you can make gatekeeper, he's probably one of the only ones. Like, so that's what. But I get what you're saying. So to me, it's like Bermain Stavern's on this list not because his name rang bells, so to speak, but his accomplishments.
Exactly.
He's probably one of the most accomplished gatekeepers on the list. So, but when it comes to Eric Molina, although he's been beaten by, like,
he ain't accomplished nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like a Hall of Fame gatekeeper though. Like, he's definitely a gatekeeper, but so is Joe Raybot. All right, Joseph Raybot, I can pull him up. Let me pull up Joseph Raybot real quick. Oh my God. They don't even have my man's picture.
Yeah. You sure he's a gatekeeper, bro? That 31, he just a loser.
Hey, look at
Bad, son.
That's messed up.
Let me show you. This dude is the gatekeeper.
All due respect to my mans, but this is bad, son.
Oh, listen. Seth Mitchell, Deontay Wilder, Fred Kazi, Nikolai Furta. I mean, let me keep going. This dude, he didn't throw him in there. Amir Mansour, Eric Molina, Kevin Price.
Yeah, he not a gatekeeper. This
Luis Ortiz, Jason Gavin.
Nah, this dude's just a journeyman, bro.
But that's my point, though. The point I'm making is if Eric Molina is a gatekeeper, then he's a gatekeeper. Because Eric Molina has accomplished just as much in boxing as him. Just like they threw this man in the ring to lose to everyone, that's what they did to Eric Molina. It doesn't make him like a Hall of Fame gatekeeper.
I agree. I agree with that.
He's a journeyman. He's just a guy who.
I think he's a notch above journeyman.
He's a notch above Raybot because he beat Raybot, but he's the resume builder.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. I mean, people, let us know. What do you think? Do you think we should put Eric Molina in the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame? We'll let the people decide. Tell us, Eric Molina, Gatekeeper Hall of Fame, should he be in there? Dollar Bill nomination, Gatekeeper Hall of Fame.
Oh man, I can go on for days. Just one. Can't stand you. Hank Lundy.
Hank Lundy.
From Philly. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Gabriel Rouse. Shout out to my man Danny Garcia. Gotta throw the Philly fighters some love. Hank Lundy. They've been doing Hank Lundy, using him as a stepping stone for years. You know what I'm saying? They had him. Didn't he fight he fought TC, he fought
TC
Pascal. He fought a lot of people.
He got verbally abused before his fight with TC by TC's wife and her.
Yeah, he got it good because she was like, "Oh, and my butt is handsome." He said, "Who?" Talk about Terrence handsome. What? That was the funniest thing ever. Shout out to Lundy.
Yeah, they didn't do
Marcus Herrera, Thomas Delorme, Victor Pascal, Ray Beltran. Come on. If he is not a gatekeeper in the Hall of Fame.
John Molina Jr.
John Molina Jr. Come on, man. Hank Lundy is a gatekeeper. One of the best.
Marcus Corley, though.
Yo, and even Chop Shop is a gatekeeper. Let's talk about it. Chop Shop is a gatekeeper. Chris Algieri is a gatekeeper. Mike Arnettis, Mighty Mouse is a fucking, excuse my language, is a gatekeeper. We can go on and on.
Chris Algieri would be a debate, man.
Chris Algieri, someone nominate him. I mean, someone from the crowd did. I'm going for the guys that are going to spark discussion and start arguments because that's what I like. I like when we have these discussions. I like when they take off this way. I like that. That's what this is about. He's like,
I just want blood. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's what these discussions should be about.
Nah. The only time I don't agree with Caden is when he be talking about fighters should be fighting. You see the look in his eyes. His eyes get real low. He got that grin. He be like, putting that grin like, yeah, throw him in there. Throw him in there.
Foreman want it. Foreman can get it. I'm like,
I'm gonna show you my pick for the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame. You guys may disagree.
Oh, did y'all put Hank Lundy? Y'all agree with Hank Lundy?
I put Hank Lundy in. Oh,
thank you, God. I thought Ned was going to disagree just because of the whole Chavez thing.
Nah.
I think Hank Lundy's.
But then my only argument would be the star power, though, because he doesn't have the star power.
He did at one point, and then it just started flowing because his mouth. And he used to come to the joints with the fur coats on.
I don't think Hank Lundy's not like, see, star power for a gatekeeper. You read something from your Wikipedia description that you gave us in the beginning, where it was like a guy who doesn't have the popularity or doesn't have the skill, right? And that's Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy didn't have the popularity and he didn't have the skill, but he had like the flair. Like Hank Lundy, I'm trying to think of like a comparison I can give for Hank Lundy right now. Hank Lundy was a guy where it was like TC fighting Hank Lundy, we were all gonna watch it because we want to see like Lundy get in there with TC.
Kind of like the dude from Detroit. What's his name? Not to cut you off.
Tony Harrison?
Yes, a little bit like that.
Yeah, except Tony Harrison was former champion and Hank Lundy's not. Yeah, Hank Lundy to me, he deserves it because like this is what the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame is for me, to highlight the guys who weren't good enough to be champion, but were good enough to test the fighters we love and the fighters we respect. Like, that's what I think about when I think of a gatekeeper. I think of a guy who's not as good as TC, who's never gonna be champion and accomplish the things TC accomplished, but TC had to beat this guy and had to show us he can handle this guy before we would buy into him being the man, the champion. That's my definition of the gatekeeper. All this other stuff,
I like it.
throw it out the window. You know, like, so, like, that's how I define a gatekeeper. To me, that's what Hank Lundy is. You're not just going to take someone and some bum and throw him in the ring with Hank Lundy and then they're going to walk out with a dub. It's just not going to happen. But I mean, that's up to y'all. Like, what? I mean, I vote him as it.
I mean, he's in. I think everybody says he's in.
Yeah, I can rock with that.
All right. Here's my pick, guys. Let's get it popping.
Oh man,
it may not be as much of a debate as I think. Bad Chad Dawson.
I can't believe you.
Bad Chad Dawson.
What happened to this dude, man?
I think he belongs in the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame.
Well, because he only got one fight. That one fight.
Listen, when you put up, Chad Dawson is proven, like, he beat Thomas Adamak. Mm-hmm. He beat the Road Warrior Glenn Johnson.
Tarver twice. Glenn again.
But he lost to Jean Pascal.
In a fight that, you know, was a 50-50 fight. We thought he was going to win. Chad was going to win.
Yeah, and then he lost he beat B-Hop.
Yep.
Then he lost to Andre Ward.
Which was stupid. He challenged him, but he's daring to be great.
Okay, so Trill, I know how you feel about him. Up until this point, he was bad Chad. He was bad Chad. But after the Hopkins fight and after Ward beat him, Stevenson beat him, then Tommy Kopinski beat him, and then Fanfara beat him, and that's why I'm saying he became the gatekeeper. Like, he became the gatekeeper off of that. Now there's enough, and that's why I said my whole thing in picking him was to, like I said, create a discussion about it. Now I could be dead wrong. He does have enough big wins to say, like, nah, man, he beat Bernard Hopkins, he beat Tarver, he can't be in the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame. But when we talk about, like, resume boosters, though, and when we talk about a guy who people started throwing him in to get beat up, that's what he became.
I respectfully disagree. I think this is what happened after the Adonis Stevenson fight, because I remember the War fight. He just won. He just won some belts, and he was like, you know what? I can even go back down, or did he go up? I forgot what it was. And to challenge the great Andre Ward, he was daring to be great. So he did that. He lost. He got washed by Andre. You know what I'm saying? Then he was in a fight where a guy that not too many people knew of, you know what I'm saying? And he was defending his belt. And he lost. After that, he went on and he fought at Foxwoods, right? And I watched that fight. I had him winning that fight. And he lost on a split decision. Everybody was booing in the crowd. And he was like, y'all want me out of the sport this bad? Y'all want me out of the sport this bad that y'all gonna do this to me? You know what I'm saying? He had things and situations with promoters and all that. The fight with Fanfara, he was put in there to win. And he just lost to a better guy. After that, he fought two mediocre guys after that, which he won. You know what I'm saying? And then I think Chad retired. You know? I just think he didn't get a chance to be a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get a chance. It wasn't like somebody used him as this. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? In the way I could rock with you is because he did make a lot of people's careers. If we're going to say the Stavern, right? If we're going to put Stavern in, then I understand why you wanted to put Chad in, because he was used to spark other people's career, like Adonis Stevenson. He did.
I don't want to put Chad in. I nominated him.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean he goes in. There's a difference.
Okay.
I I want to spark a legitimate discussion about a guy who may be on the fringe, who may be on, but not. We've been like naming certified people. I want to change the narrative and switch the pace and name someone who legitimately has a okay resume, but then towards the end of their career. And so now we have to start the discussion. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily say put him in. I'm just throwing it out there.
I feel you. I just think if they would have put him after the Fonfara fight, and they would have put him in with another up-and-coming fighter, and he got washed after that, and then another up-and-comer. But he was put in these fights to win, and he was the champion in some of these fights he lost. Like when he lost to Andre Ward, we already knew Andre Ward was great, but he was also champion, and he was coming up. He was going back down to fight Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? Which we thought was stupid. You know what I'm saying? Even Andre Ward was like, he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But he beat him. And then, after that was Adonis Stevenson, was the rise of Adonis Stevenson. Nobody knew who this guy from Canada was. You know what I'm saying? The only thing they was talking about was bad stuff about the guy. You know what I'm saying? And then he ends up winning. He beats Chad in an impressive fashion. But then Chad wins after that. He ends up beating B-Hop, the alien. You know what I'm saying? And he goes on again, and he wins some more. And then he loses a tough fight against Fonfara.
B-Hop before.
Oh, before that fight, yeah. Then he goes on and fight. It's Fonfara. If you're not prepared, Fonfara's going to beat you. We just see that he beat Chavez Jr. You know what I'm saying? The Polish guy from Chicago, Fonfara. Shout outs to him because he was a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a tough guy. I just don't think that he got there yet. He didn't get a chance to be a gatekeeper yet. You know what I'm saying? He was still a star. But
I respect that. G.
And listen, if y'all put him on the list, then y'all better put my guy, and I'm gonna say Lamont Peterson because
that's another good.
No, I'm not mad at that. Now see, you back on your square, G.
That's a good nomination to debate. See, we can do this forever. So this has been going on for a while. So I do want to initiate the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame Part 3 will continue, and you can nominate Lamont. So I'm nominating Bad Chad, not to say he belongs, but these are the kind of names that we're talking like when we think about the Hall of Fame and like gatekeepers, and maybe he doesn't get in, but it's still we gotta consider him because there's names that we're gonna have to speak about, and it's gonna have to you gotta make this discussion. So that's why I'm saying it's all right to agree, disagree, do what to do. You're saying, G, you don't think so?
I say no, but because it's difficult because I can see my argument against my own recommendation for Lamont Peterson. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, man. That's why I'm like, I don't know. That's why I originally remember I told you I was like, technically I only had one person, it was Eric Molina, because I'm like, I can make a solid argument on why he should make the list, but he not really like that known of a person, you know. So it's difficult. Me, even Lamont Peterson, like because of his last fight, but that's still too early. I need to see more to know like, you're a certified gatekeeper, because like I don't think like Al Heyman is putting the promotional dollars behind his career anymore. Now it's just
he's retired.
He retired?
No, Lamont Peterson still. I'm trying to find out if you're gonna put Bad Chad in.
Oh no! I'm saying. That's why I said it depends. Y'all, if y'all gonna put Lamont, I'll agree to Chad.
Nah, it's not a negotiation.
All right, so then no. Then I'm gonna say no because I know y'all know that.
All right.
From what I've seen from the resume, I don't know much of him, but from the resume, from the names on there, I say he goes. He has he's faced good competition.
He's not in because Trill and G wrote no. Which I actually agree with it. I nominated him.
You was just starting trouble.
I just want to smoke.
I told you guys I want to start like thoughtful debates, but the win over Thomas Adamak, Antonio Tarver, Glenn Johnson, and Bernard Hopkins, to me that solidifies him as not being a gatekeeper. in the fact that he did hold the titles. Now, he did build resumes, and he did go on to get beat by Fanfara, by Stevenson, by Kempinski. And so towards the end, there could be an argument made that he did reach gatekeeper status. So you want to put, if I wanted a surefire guy who would go through, I would have said Alan Green.
Oh yeah. Poor Alan Green, man. He would have definitely, he wanted a sure guy. You know what I'm saying?
But this sparked discussions. But anyway,
Oh, you definitely gotta put him down.
Think about it.
We'll
I guess I'll just
Put him down.
we'll bring
I got one for part 3. Y'all gonna be mad at me.
So here's the deal, and Trill, you can take us home.
Okay.
Here's what we want. G's gonna make the poll. We will remove 2 names from the Hall of Fame list that you're saying do not belong in the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame. We will remove those.
The highest votes to get removed shall be removed.
Yes. So 2 guys. And you can send your nominations in the comment section, and we'll review them the way we did. We'll go through them. We'll decide if they belong in the Gatekeeper Hall of Fame. And part 3 is where all that will take place.
Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And also check out our videos on YouTube and our podcasts are on major streaming services. This is the Boxing Bros.
I wanna see what's on your mind. You wanna see what's on my mind. Pimpin' all the time. I wanna know if you wanna be mine. You wanna know if you can be mine. Pimpin' all the time. I wanna see what's on your mind. You wanna see what's on my mind. Pimpin' all the time. I wanna know if you